The BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa recently met for their annual summit. This gathering has become a significant event on the global stage, drawing attention from all corners of the world. This year's meeting was hosted by Russian President Vladimir Putin in the historic city of Kazan, known for its rich cultural heritage and strategic importance. Putin used the summit as a platform to call for a major shift in global finance, emphasizing the need for a new financial order. He urged member nations to move away from using the US dollar, a currency that has long dominated international trade and finance. Putin's vision is to see more trade and financial transactions conducted in local currencies, which he believes would foster greater economic stability and independence. This de-dollarization, he argues, would benefit BRICS nations in several ways, including reducing their vulnerability to external economic pressures. It would reduce their dependence on the US, allowing them to chart their own economic destinies without undue influence. It would give them more control over their own economies, enabling them to implement policies tailored to their unique needs and circumstances. And it could potentially lead to lower debt and faster growth, as countries would be less exposed to the fluctuations of the US dollar. The summit highlighted the growing desire among BRICS nations to challenge the dominance of the US dollar and create a more balanced global financial system. For decades, the dollar has been the world's reserve currency, giving the US unparalleled influence over global economic affairs. This gives the US significant influence over the global financial system, often shaping policies and decisions that affect the entire world. BRICS nations are increasingly looking for ways to break free from this system and assert their own economic independence, seeking to build a more equitable financial landscape. However, achieving this goal will not be easy. The path to de-dollarization is fraught with challenges and complexities. The US dollar remains deeply entrenched in the global economy, with many countries and businesses relying on it for stability and security. BRICS nations still face significant challenges in trying to reduce their reliance on it, but their determination to create a more balanced and fair financial system remains strong. The BRICS summit exposed a stark reality. Despite the push for de-dollarization, the US dollar still holds significant sway. Leaders from Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa gathered with a common goal: to reduce their dependence on the US dollar. Yet the greenback's influence remains undeniable. Even within the group itself, reliance on the greenback persists. The US dollar is not just a currency, it is a symbol of economic stability and trust, deeply embedded in global trade and finance. Attendees at the summit were advised to carry US dollars or euros. This recommendation highlights the practical challenges faced by nations attempting to move away from the dollar. This was due to limitations within Russia's own banking system. The country's financial infrastructure struggles to support a complete shift away from the dollar, revealing the complexities involved. It underscores the difficulty of shifting away from a deeply ingrained global currency. The dollar's dominance is not just a matter of preference but of necessity in many cases. MasterCard and Visa, both US-based companies, are widely used internationally. Their global reach and reliability make them indispensable in the current financial landscape. However, their cards issued outside of Russia are unusable within the country. This restriction further complicates the financial interactions for Russians and highlights the geopolitical tensions at play. This further emphasizes the dependence on the US-led financial system. The infrastructure built around the dollar is vast and deeply integrated into global commerce. While China's UnionPay is accepted, it has its own limitations. It lacks the universal acceptance and trust that the US financial systems have built over decades. The situation highlights the complexities of true de-dollarization. Moving away from the dollar is not just about changing currencies, but overhauling entire financial systems. It requires more than just political will. It demands coordinated efforts and significant investments in new financial infrastructures. It demands the development of robust alternative financial systems. These systems must be resilient, reliable, and widely accepted to challenge the dollar's dominance. These systems must be able to compete with the scale and reach of the US dollar. Only then can the vision of a de-dollarized world become a reality. This year's BRICS summit welcomed two new members, Egypt and Iran. These additions bring considerable economic and geopolitical weight to the bloc. They also add another layer of complexity to the group's dynamics. Egypt, with its strategic location and large population, is a key player in the Middle East and North Africa. Iran, with its vast energy reserves and geopolitical ambitions, adds another dimension to the group. However, each nation brings its own set of interests and priorities. This could lead to internal disagreements and conflicts within BRICS. For example, China's growing economic clout within the bloc could create friction with other members. The historical tensions between India and China add another layer of complexity. These tensions, often rooted in border disputes and strategic rivalry, could make it difficult for the group to present a united front. Section 4. Unity, the key to success. The success of BRICS in challenging the US dollar's dominance hinges on its ability to overcome internal divisions. To present a credible alternative, the bloc must show a united front. This means finding common ground on key issues even as individual members pursue their own interests. It means managing internal disagreements effectively and preventing them from derailing the group's broader goals. The addition of new members like Egypt and Iran could make this task even more challenging. Different historical experiences, political systems, and economic interests could create new fault lines within the group. However, if BRICS can overcome these challenges, it has the potential to become a powerful force for change in the global financial order. With its vast population, resources, and economic potential, the bloc could offer a viable alternative to the existing dollar-centric system. Section 5. A long road ahead. The BRICS summit in Kazan highlighted the growing momentum behind the push for de-dollarization. This movement is gaining traction as countries seek to reduce their dependency on the US dollar and establish a more balanced global financial system. However, it also underscored the significant challenges that lie ahead. The path to de-dollarization is fraught with obstacles, including economic, political, and logistical hurdles that must be carefully navigated. Replacing the US dollar as the world's reserve currency is a monumental task. The dollar's dominance is deeply entrenched in global trade and finance, making this transition a complex and lengthy process. It requires not only a shift in political will, but also the creation of robust and reliable alternative financial systems. These systems must be capable of handling the vast scale of international transactions and instill confidence among global market participants. BRICS nations will need to work together closely and overcome their internal differences if they are to succeed. Each member country brings its own unique strengths and challenges to the table, and finding common ground will be essential. They will need to build trust and cooperation, both within the bloc and with other countries that share their vision of a more multipolar world. This collaboration will be key to creating a stable and resilient financial ecosystem. The road to de-dollarization will be long and arduous. It will require sustained effort, strategic planning, and the willingness to adapt to changing global dynamics. But the BRICS summit showed that the journey has begun. The commitment and determination displayed by the leaders are promising signs of progress. The world is watching to see whether the bloc can overcome the obstacles and usher in a new era of global finance. The success of this initiative could reshape the economic landscape and redefine international financial relations for generations to come.